Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm Chisco Gaming, and in today's video, I want to talk about drama that I have to clear the air on because I didn't even want to make this video, but they are literally forcing my hand by spreading lies and misinformation about what actually happened. So here we are, baby, to clear the air with this drama that is so dumb but so entertaining. You will smash like and subscribe because it is actually popcorn from beginning to end, because the way they're going to paint me as the villain, and when you read the whole conversation, which I will show you, well, you can make your own judgments, folks, but I'm so confident I'm just going to show you the whole thing, all right? GG. So what is this drama over anyways? Like, what dumb thing could there possibly be drama over after we won SVS Prep and we won Castle, despite the fact that their state broke the rules of engagement, intentionally, maliciously zeroing cities before the event was over? What could there be drama over? Well, of course, it's just titles. Titles. Now, you may recall when we lost Prep and Castle, we didn't request titles. We didn't get titles. And that seems so reasonable to me, I don't even know where to begin. Of course we shouldn't get titles. We didn't win. Okay? But they came back here, and this is their president, who said, hey, good morning. Any reason we can't get presidential positions over here? Everyone is saying theirs have been rejected. And I actually advocate on their behalf. Despite the fact that they broke the rules, I say, well, I'll check with the council. Last time when we lost Prep and Castle, we weren't granted any titles. And our state followed all the rules. Your state zeroed people in violation of the rules. What are we talking about? Okay? She says, but you and I agreed that whoever wins wouldn't be petty like this. We'll go through the conversation. I remember nothing about a pettiness clause. Okay? Like, what are we talking about? Like, incoming emotional manipulation. Are you ready? Not everyone broke the rules. The entire state shouldn't be punished. There are people even asking for punishment hats, and they can't get those either. Some of our people like the hats. Hey, guys, look. Hey, guys. Let me tell you something, okay? Let me tell you something. The reason you can't just have a rule that's like, oh, don't punish everyone for the actions of a few. Here, let me tell you why that rule doesn't work. Because people who like to twist emotions will say, no, you're harming everyone. But like these people who are misbehaving and are attacking, okay, the mental emotional state of my state members, okay, they don't care about the titles. So if you tell them you won't get titles if you trash talk, they're going to say, I don't care. Don't give me a title then. And they're going to keep on trash talking, okay? So the reason you have to make the rule everyone gets punished is that if these people care about their state members, then they're going to shut up. That's why the rule has to be that way. Because now the rule is about caring. Instead of not caring about your enemy or yourself, now it's about caring for your state members. So if you care about your state members, you're going to stop talking shit, right? And of course, members from my state were clapping back. So there were all kinds of places where my state members were clapping back. And I told everybody, like, yo, we need to chill the clapbacks. We got to stop, okay? Everybody just needs to stop. It's got to get shut down, okay? So they complain here about a title giver who was like, guys, like, they were getting trash talked while simultaneously people were asking this person for titles. If you piss off Marie, let me just say this, one of the most patient people and kind people and bubbly and outgoing people in our state, like, I'm sorry, guys, but like, you're doing something wrong if you can piss off someone that patient and difficult to piss off. They're so patient. Anyways, I say we'll have to get back to you. Crazy morning for me. Also, certain members of yours have sent me threatening messages. It's not particularly encouraging to open up the titles. Guys, I could make an entire video just on this one topic. I am not going to do it for now. I could. I won't. But I did consult a lawyer. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Okay? But I had no obligation to this person. I consulted a lawyer and I fulfilled their request anyways, despite not having to. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay? And like this video would be so insane. It's not in my 6 years of YouTubing have I experienced this before. Anyways, so I say, I know you know this, but actions have consequences. 0 players lost troops permanently. Maybe if your players had realized their actions would negatively influence their state members, they would have followed the rules instead of intentionally breaking them with malicious intent. Do you see why everyone in the state must get punished? Because people from their state went and broke the SVS rules, zeroing our players when that wasn't allowed in that time frame. Literally, there were players around the castle getting zeroed, and that was like against the rules to do that, okay? And the reason it needs to be everybody gets punished is because the individuals doing the actions don't care if they get punished. They're like, do your worst, bro. I don't give an F. So you have to make everybody get punished, because if they care at all about their state, then they won't do it. And sure, somebody might act rogue. Okay, like, we'll figure that out if it comes to that. But that's why everybody needs to suffer for the actions of the people that break the rules, okay? Because these people don't care about themselves, but they might care about their state. And that's it. So I say, with all that said, right? So despite the fact that they broke the rules, they zeroed some of our players outside of the agreed time frame, and we definitely clapped back. We could have done way more. Like, I could have said, all hell breaks loose, go completely nuts. And like, we have players who would have been very happy with that, okay? We didn't. We were extremely moderated in our response compared to what it could have been, all right? And I said, with all that said, I will advocate on your behalf in our council, but today is crazy for me, so it may take some time. And she says, thank you, I really appreciate it. There are so many people that did follow the rules. I completely understand. My DMs have been blowing up about transfers. And so I come back to her and I say, our council has approved titles for 2224, that's her state. Priority will go to our state, but they can now apply. So I couldn't possibly be more kind, I feel, in this situation, okay? Where our title givers were getting harassed, where I personally had gotten a message that, like, mind-blowing to me. Anyways, but we start to continue to get trash talk. They're still trash talking us. We've given them titles, and they're still trash talking us, and I'm getting messages about it. So I say, just a fair warning, if we get any more trash talking from your state, we're going to stop distributing the buffs to your entire state. If these players care for your team, they will stop. It has to be everybody gets punished because the individuals don't care, man. And I want it. It's not fair that our people are getting harassed. And I say, we can hardly get any buffs as it is. May I ask who it is? It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. But it's funny because this person was trash talking me, and I'm going to show you the picture. It's so mind blowing. I agree with the commenting, all the commenting people in your YouTube. It's dishonorable. Yeah, I mean, these guys are dropping shit comments on my YouTube videos. Fine. Like, they don't realize that anybody leaving a comment is positive engagement in the YouTube algorithm. Like, they're doing what they're doing. I'm accustomed to this. This is not my first YouTube channel. It's not my first rodeo. It's fine. She says, I have not applied for it because I'm sure I will get rejected, but in every state I've ever played where there's a supreme president, this argument's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. I've already set the grounds for what they need to do to get titles. What they need to do is stop talking shit. It's an easy thing. It's not a tall ask, especially given the context. Like, this is an argument about this is not what this is about. Okay. They say, and players in 2242 were trash talking and all the transfer chat about us. Guys, like, I asked our people to stop. I'll go back and ask them to stop. But like, they're trash talking because you're trash talking? Like, I don't know, man. She said, I've tried to do my best to be fair and get my people appointments because it's not everyone at all trash talking. And I've had, oh wait, what's this? I've not had one bad thing to say. Yo, this is going to age like milk. I've not had one bad thing to say. Okay, here we go, baby. Here we go. I think the thing to convey to your state members, this is me trying to help them out here, is if they care about each other, they'll stop trash talking. But I'm not okay with people like our title givers receiving trash talk while they're actively aiding your state. Guys, I'm not asking for anything unreasonable here, right? Like, please stop going after the people giving out titles trying to actively aid your state. Thanks. I'm being too patient in all of this, okay? I'm being too patient. She says, I completely understand. My mind is all over the place right now with transfers in real life. Is your DM blowing up with messages? OMG, mine is. I'm going to cut out the next part of the conversation because this person is revealing some personal information that I think is not pertinent in any way to this conversation. And like, I'm going to be respectful of what they said here. So I'm going to jump this conversation only because like they say some things that are just not in any way relevant to this conversation. And we're just going to skip it. So I wake up the next morning and here's the DMs that I'm getting sent. This is so mind-blowing to me. In Discord, I get screenshots of their world chat. And what is the president, who I told not to trash talk, what have they said about me? They say, hey, everyone, I'm really sorry the Supreme President is being awful. I've tried to get him to be fair, but he won't. It's the MOI that's the problem. Like, what do you want me to do, man? Like, what am I supposed to do here? So she's the ringleader for trash talking now. She's literally the ringleader for the trash talking, bro. We have time to burn him in the future. You think if he wants more subscribers, he'd act like it, but acting like a total asshole is a great way to gain a following, I suppose. Right? Like, bro, like they're literally calling for mass action against my YouTube channel. They are trying to take down my YouTube channel. In freaking sane. So I go back to the person who I have been overly kind to. This is a major mask off moment, by the way. Okay? This is a mask off moment where it's like, right, this is two-faced behavior. Like, you can't make this up. I didn't want to make this video. Like, I didn't want to have to do this because like, this is a self-own on their part. Oh my God. Like, why would you do this to yourself? And they just can't help it, man. I feel helpless. Well, like you literally used the megaphone speaking negatively of a guy who has a bigger megaphone. And I'm not even like, I'm just telling you what you did. I'm not trying to like levy a bunch of judgment. It's just like, hey, like you made these choices. I have to make these I now have to take these actions. I didn't want to do this, but like, I have to do these things now because of what you're doing. I have to do these things. Insane, bro. So here's my response. So my response is, I saw you posted negatively about me with the megaphone. We've been overly generous. Titles are no longer being granted to 22-24. Wishing you best of luck. She says no one was getting any positions. I say now they definitely will not. What do you want me to say? Now they definitely will not. Best of luck to you in your future SVS battles. She says, lol, I didn't say anything bad like other people. I said that I had tried. Now she's just lying to me, right? Like now she is actually just lying to me. Huge mask off moment. And I say nothing more to say here. I tried. The generosity concludes now. Thanks again and best of luck to you. What do you want me to do, man? What am I supposed to do here? And people from their state are still messaging me telling me I'm the asshole. Right now this is happening. What am I supposed to do? Make this video, obviously. Like, obviously, the way they're behaving, they are begging me to make this video with their behavior. And then they may not realize that what they are doing has forced my hand to make a video I didn't want to have to make because this is so embarrassing for them. But all I'm doing is highlighting what they have done and what I, as a leader, have had to do as a response to their choices. That's it, man. Like, and I can show you the whole conversation. What I'm going to do is scroll through the whole conversation, okay? So that if you care, you can see how I conducted myself and you tell me if at any moment in time I was an asshole. I'm just going to share with you my entire conversation with the president, okay? There's nothing, I'm not going to share anything that's like private. So like that one part where there was an overshare on her part, no worries. Like I'm not going to show that, but like, I'll show you the whole thing. You can see my conduct and you tell me if I was the asshole. All right. So here we go. I reach out. I coordinate the SVS rules. I mentioned what some rules are. We talk about it a little bit. How do you feel about establishing a place for everybody to teleport? Sounds good, love. Sounds good, love. Blah, blah, blah. They agree. They're so humbled to be chatting with me. Like, bro, awesome. One of my alliance, blah, blah, blah. That's so cool. As I scroll through here, I realize she revealed her Discord ID. So I'm going to skip a part of this conversation just so that like, and no one should send this person negative messages, okay? Like, don't do that. Don't be an asshole to this person. Like, there's enough of a self-own that's happened for this state in this video. If you have any respect for me at all, you will say nothing to this state. There's nothing to say. You will say nothing to this individual. There's nothing to say. Nothing to say. So I confirm the rules. I want to make sure we align on what qualifies as end of castle. We talk about it a little bit, okay? We do some clarification around here, around what the rules are. We align on exactly what the copy paste of the rules is going to be in our state board. We align again on like what the timing is, because there was some confusion a little bit. And it's always better to over communicate and overly align, right? To make sure we got it. It's good. We get the copy paste here. We nailed it. Okay. So like, have I been rude at any moment in time? Okay. And she's like, hey, we have a small rogue player. This was not the player who violated the rules, by the way. The rogue player didn't do anything. What's a little shrimpy guy gonna do that's gonna bother us, right? Like, just saying. So here's where I say, hey, I'm hearing our cities are getting hit. Could you remind your players not to do this? She says, sure. And I say, thanks. This is during SVS when they're actively violating the rules of engagement. Okay. Anyways, I mentioned again, castle hasn't locked yet, but a lot of cities are getting hit. This is when we realize it's intentional. I guess we've won at this point. They ask for the healing buff. I give both states the healing buff. Okay. Y'all did a great job. I apologize that there were attacks when there shouldn't have been. So here they are taking ownership for rule violation, which I respect that. I actually respect that they are choosing to own the fact that their state violated the rules, right? Like, good for them. That's like upstanding, okay? Good. And then we get back to the part of the conversation I showed you. So I wanted you to see the whole conversation because I feel like that's pertinent, okay? You tell me at what point I was unfair. You tell me at what point I was the asshole. And again, I will emphasize the reason the whole state has to get punished for consequences is that the individuals literally do not care. That's why they were zeroing cities in violation of the rules, because they were like, no, my state's not going to punish me. I don't care, right? Of course they don't care. So the whole state has to get punished. It's the only way the bad actors will care. If they care at all about their state, which obviously, like, even the president couldn't help but to speak negatively. So anyways, let's talk about a happier topic. Oh my God, our state transfer process is going great. SQD has gained about 2 billion power, which is kind of insane. It might not quite look like that because these alliances have been shedding lower activity players and bringing in new players. So in some cases, the power may not have shot up as much as it actually has in terms of like activity. But we're doing great here. At the time of this recording, I believe that SSQ still has a few of their transfer slots available. So if you want to transfer to our state, where apparently there's no shortage of slash popcorn, you're welcome to do so. I said this in a prior video, and I'll say it again, that if this state continues on the trajectory it's on, where every cycle we're just going to get the max number of players into the state. I don't know how that's going to go, but I think it's probably true. Like, we're going to be a freaking freight train. And this is just the beginning of that momentum building. The more transfer cycles we get, where we get absolutely insane growth, which we did, it's going to be nuts. And by the way, we still haven't even gotten to open transfers, which are coming soon. Those will fill within the first 60 seconds. No kidding. Like, not the first 5 minutes, maybe not even the first 60 seconds. It might even be the first 30 seconds. Like, it's just gone. So that is an option for people as well that want to come here, and we figure out where you land and which alliance you go to. I think this isn't final, so I shouldn't say this, but I think, well, I don't know. At this point, SQD is basically, we're like pretty full. So like, Yeah, I think people that come in phase 3 transfers are going to RTZ, they're going to Bro, or they're going to SSQ. I think that's what that's going to be. Okay, and that's great. Those alliances have a few spaces. They'll happily take you in. And, look, like if we are on the trajectory that we're on, each alliance can, over time, elevate the activity and contribution requirements and get to a more and more engaged core in each of their alliances as we get more and more people transferring to the state. Okay. Again, I didn't want to make this video about this drama. I wouldn't have made it if I wasn't still having people message me telling me what a POS I am, if I wasn't still getting messages saying, they're trying to attack my YouTube channel. So like, fine. Like if you're coming after my YouTube channel, then I'm going to defend my YouTube channel, I guess, with my YouTube channel. Right. And like, I would not have made this video, but I'm still getting messages. And so here we are, right? They made their choices. Here we are. You can make your judgments. And again, I will be so disappointed at anyone who sends a negative message to anybody from 2224. I'm serious. Like if you have a shred of respect for me, you will not message them. Okay? You will not message them. Do me the service. There's absolutely no reason to send a negative message to them. They made their choices. There's no greater cell phone than what they've already done. Nothing needs to be said. Okay? And I have no doubt that members from our state said some negative stuff too. Like, yeah, like when we're getting attacked and people are coming after my YouTube channel and saying negative things about me, like, yeah, people from my state are going to clap back, and I will work on that. That is my promise to you. I will work on that to make sure that people from our state understand they have no need to clap back. They can just send me a picture of what was said to them. I accumulate the evidence for a YouTube video, and nothing they say as a clapback will be as damaging, or it's not my intention to be damaging, but like nothing that they do as a clapback will be as damning as the self-owns that some of these people will do to themselves. So like there's nothing that needs to be said in return, right? We just collect the evidence, drop it somewhere, and over time, like if a video needs to be made, then a video needs to be made. But this video needed to be made. And here we are, baby. Damn. What a situation. I got to go do other stuff. I got to edit this video. I'm going to publish it. I'm going to go do other stuff. If you want to see the SVS that we had against the state, card will be in the end screen. You go watch that video. Insane. This has been insane. Is this what SVS is always going to be like? I'm actually asking. Leave a comment. Is this what SVS will always be like?